What's up, guys? Welcome back to the fifth episode of Under the Lights with me and Lucas. Got a pretty good, just normal first of the week episode. Talked about games last week, games this upcoming week, and later we'll have my dad on to talk about his days and some Tennessee stuff. And pretty exciting episode coming your way today.
Absolutely. As you guys just saw come across your screen, I'm 23 and 18. Bray is 25 and 16 in our weekly predictions. So, like Bray said, we'll kind of start off and talk a little bit about that. In a game that we didn't predict, we had Lehigh Thomas Walker. Actually turned out as a wonderful game. I mean, 28-22. Lehigh ended out coming up and leaving Thomas Walker victorious. But what a game.
Yeah, it was a very wild game to say the least. I mean, especially those last 2-3 minutes. Wild, obviously. Losing Carter in the second, right before the second quarter, changed some stuff around for us. But I mean, we kind of made about every mistake possible you could make in a football game. But some stuff we got to clean up, and I don't know. I think we'll be all right. Obviously, prayers for Carter. I mean, he's got a long and hard battle ahead of him, but he's one guy like he ain't gonna give up. Like he wants it more than anybody. He's gonna put his head down. He's gonna work hard and be back. But yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna be all right without. I mean, having him and Connor out. I mean, it's not gonna be easy. But I mean, we have a lot of guys that are gonna step up. We seen it Friday night. And it's gonna be like that the rest of the season. And we get Connor back probably here soon. But I mean, we're gonna be all right. But wild game Friday night down in Rose Hill.
Absolutely. I mean, if you are a football fan, then the Lehigh Thomas Walker game last Friday was a game that you should have been at. I mean, it came down to the absolute wire, which is a wonderful game. Like Bray said, just want to send prayers out to Carter Pendergraft. I mean, I was talking to him today, and he was already talking about how he's going to come back ready for next year. I mean, so that's a good one. He's a good kid. But yeah, so we did not predict the Lehigh Thomas Walker game, but a game we did predict, and the rest of these we did predict as well. But Union Daniel Boone.
I mean, I feel like we both kind of said Union would kind of steamroll them, and they did, like 56-6 or something.
Yeah, Union did as they wanted to.
Just not much you can say about that one.
No, so that moved me to 10-9 and Bray to 12-7. Then we had Gate City at Dobbins Bennett. Both picked Dobbins Bennett, so I moved to 11-9 and Bray moved to 13-7. But it was a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, it shocked me a lot. I figured kind of DB would have their way with them, but it was as far from that as it can possibly be.
Yeah, DB struggled, man. I mean, I wonder. I don't know. Obviously I didn't get to watch the game, but are they the same DB that they have been in Gate City? Like, what did Gate City do? Did they line
I
up
think they just,
in the
I
power
think they
eye?
just kind of ran it down their throat, kind of manhandled them up front.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Gate City is. We've watched the Ridgeview game against them, or not Ridgeview, Richlands, and that's what Gate City did, man. But the first quarter or two, they were throwing the pillow around and you know playing some spread ball, and then they just got into the power eye and a little bit. I think they might have gotten to the T once or twice or a couple times, and just ran the ball down their throat and gave them everything they wanted.
Yeah.
So Gate City's going to be a very tough team to play with this year
100%.
for a lot of teams. The next game was Central Marion. We both picked Marion, which Central ended up coming out victorious. I think it was 19-6 or 19-7.
Yeah, something like that.
Moved me to 11-10. Moved Bray to 13-8. Wasn't expecting that one.
Me either. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Didn't watch any of the game. I don't know. I just thought Marion would beat them.
I mean, I had seen Marion at the 7-on-7 at Emory. Had seen Central on film against Thomas Walker, and I figured Marion would win that game. But hey, Central surprised us, which I think it's a good thing.
It can happen in football.
No, yeah, it can happen. This next game, Bray and I actually split on this one. I went with Abingdon. Bray went with Christiansburg. Abingdon ended up winning that ball game, so it took me to 12-10, moved Bray to 13-9. Seems like Abingdon, I can't remember the final score.
I think it was like
something to 7 or something to 6, no?
Yeah. Might have been like 28-6 or something.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of figured
Abingdon's surprising me.
Play good. Well, what's the kid's name that apparently he had just a wild game?
I think it's that Dillo kid, Judge Dillo.
Yeah, Judge Dillo.
I think he's played good. They're really good their first 2 games, actually.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on him.
Yeah, absolutely. Need to get him on here and talk to him. Next game, we got Battle Virginia High. We both went Virginia High. Virginia High didn't have a problem in this game. Ended up moving me to 13-10 and Bray to 14-9. We kind of figured Virginia High would take this one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what was the final, like 42-0 or something?
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Just, I don't know. We both just like Virginia High.
I guess. Got lied to by Max Preps. Had Ridgeview Paintsville on here. We just X'd that one out because they actually didn't play. Ridgeview and Honaker played. So there's that. Which Ridgeview did end up winning 42-0 that game. But move on to Eastside Hurley. We both went Eastside. Moves me to 14-10, Brett to 15-9. I mean,
Eastside just had their way.
Yeah, I don't. The Cumberland District Championships, Eastside Rock Cove. That's it. Whatever week that is, I don't know exactly what week they play each other.
I think it's like middle of October.
Because I know that last week Rock Cove and Twin Springs play, unless nothing's changed, because that's always been game 10.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, speaking of Rock Cove, Grundy, both went Rock Cove, moved me to 15-10, Brady 16-9. Like we said, Cumberland District Championship's going to be Rock Cove Eastside. Rock Cove went out, played a Grundy team, and just did what they wanted to with them.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the best way you can put it, really.
One we didn't see coming, it seems, was Castlewood Phelps. We both went Castlewood and moved me to 15-11, Brady 16-10. Phelps, wasn't expecting them to win that game.
No, I mean, it's kind of a blowout, wasn't it?
Like 42
according
to 10.
To Max Preps.
Or 42 to something, 42-12 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of thought it would be closer than that. I mean, we both picked Castlewood, obviously,
Yeah.
but boy, were we wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it would be a close game, but I thought Castlewood would come out on top. They just, I don't know, man. I don't. Well, we've said it before in this podcast, just talking about some 1A schools and Castlewood. I think they're in that spell that you kind of mentioned, and we've kind of agreed that some 1A schools and I think some 2A schools are starting to see it now. You've got some years where you're really good, man.
Yeah, you got
And
about 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 year spans, and when you're good, you're good. When you're not good, it's just
it's not good.
yeah.
When you're not good, bad things happen. I mean, I I don't know. I remember the Catholic.
It's the small school problem, really, and kind of a Southwest Virginia problem now.
Yeah. I mean that's Grundy starting out 0-2. I mean,
2 years ago they were in the state semis.
yeah, Castlewood 0-2 as well. 2015 through 19, they were winning 4, 5, 6 games every year.
Yeah,
From what I can remember. And then Eastside had that spell where they weren't so great, and then this year and last year, I think the year before they were kind of thinking, okay, well the next few years will be really good, but they've been really, really good. Rye Cove had the spell where they weren't really good. I think they went on a 0-33 losing streak and then snapped it against Jenkins, Kentucky in 2019 or 18.
yeah,
I think it was 18. And then these past 4 years,
yeah. This will
3 or
be
4 years.
the year 4 of it.
Yeah, they've been really, really good. So I mean, yeah, like you say, when you're good, you're good. When you're not, man.
No.
Um, anyway, moving on to the next game, Twin Springs Unaka. Both took Twin Springs, moved us to 16-11, moved me to 16-11, Bray to 17-10, as Twin Springs came out victorious of that game. Kind of figured it,
Yeah, I mean it was a blowout, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Unaka previously lost to Burton. I think Twin Springs is better than Burton, so that's why I kind of stayed with the Twin Springs.
Yeah, me too.
That and the Clay Ross kid, I think he had a really good game. I think he only went like 6 for 8 with 70 yards passing, but rushing he had like 200.
Lord.
Or like 175 or something. It was crazy. I saw the stat earlier on Facebook. Then we got Burton Chilhowie. Both went with Chilhowie, moved me to 17-11. Braid 18-10 as Chilhowie won that game. Again, fairly easy.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Howie's pretty good, I think.
I think it was 35-0. Something like that. I mean, blanked
Yeah,
him.
well, I mean, kind of figured that one.
Yeah. Lebanon, Patrick Henry. We both went Lebanon, moved me to 18-11, Braden 19-10. Lebanon won that one. Mike Reese, Toby Baker, 44. Gosh, what's his name?
Lane Jesse.
Really good ball club surrounding those guys. I think they're gonna make a deep run this year.
Yeah, make some noise.
And speaking of Lebanon and Mike Reese, you want to go ahead and say it?
Yeah, so our week 2 player of the week actually is Mike Reese. Let me pull up his stat real quick. He went 26 for 32 with 328 yards and 3 passing touchdowns, and he had 60 rushing yards with 2 touchdowns. So around 400 total yards for him and 5 total touchdowns. So, I mean, it's hard to beat that. And he is our week 2 under the lights player of the week.
Hoping to have him on Thursday night. We have contacted him, and he says Thursday night will be good for him. So hopefully we can get him on the next episode and just kind of talk about his performance last week, and then talk about their game this week. Yeah, like Bray said, Mike Reese, under the lights, week 2 player of the week. Now we move on to a little bit of college ball. Let's see here. Did not expect this one, but I don't know. In a way, I did, but also I didn't. I don't know. Michigan, Oklahoma.
I mean, it was the first road start for Underwood, and in a atmosphere like Oklahoma at night. I mean, it's tough for a 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, you're probably wrong.
What was the final, like 23-14?
Yeah, I do believe.
Oklahoma's good. I think that I didn't know really coming in how they'd be, new quarterback, but I mean,
He's
they're
a
good,
stud.
man.
Mateer is good, dude.
Yeah, he's surprised me a lot. Just from watching that game Saturday night. I didn't get to watch it all, but went back yesterday, watched the highlights, and like, he's good, dude.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma's a team. I mean, you got Venables coaching them, who's probably the best defensive mind in college football. Maybe behind Kirby, but he's good. And that Oklahoma team's gonna make some noise, I think, in the SEC. I think they could do something. Exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. As long as they don't do anything against Tennessee, I don't care.
Yeah, me too. They can look good. They can look good all other 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Just not on November 1st.
Yeah, just cannot. So yeah, we both picked Michigan. Obviously, Michigan lost that game. So moved me to 18-12, Bray to 19-11. The next college game we had was Kentucky and Ole Miss. Closer than I expected. Kentucky played very, very well. I don't know if it was them playing well or Ole Miss just making a lot of mistakes. I saw early in the game, I think it was a pick six thrown and then another pick thrown that was almost a pick six.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a little bit of both. I think Kentucky played good. Ole Miss didn't play great. But I mean, they're a team though that could get really hot, especially like in a in a Kiffin offense. You can get really hot really fast.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're not like, but that just proves our point. Like, as they say, you don't know what's going to happen. Any team can beat anybody on any given Saturday.
Absolutely. And their quarterback is Simmons. Is it Austin Simmons? If so, I think he's pretty young.
Yeah, I think he's 19. Let's
see here.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah, Austin Simmons, 19. Went to Pahokee High School. Is that not where Joe Milton went? I think
Sounds
it is.
right.
I think it is.
It's down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same school. But yeah, I don't think he had that great of a game. I don't know. I think personally that Ole Miss could be, like you said. I mean, if you're playing in a Lane Kiffin style offense, any game could be your breakout game, and it could just light that fire, and you go on and do some really, really, really good things. But
Yeah, you
moving
don't know.
past
You don't know what's going to happen.
no, not at all. Moving past that game, we had Missouri, Kansas. Both picked Mizzou. Ended up Mizzou won that game 40-28 or something.
Did you see that video from halftime?
Mm-mm.
So they had like a dude come out of the stands and kick a field goal like to win money or something.
Yes,
He had
yes.
the FKU painted on his chest and kicked the ball towards their
Yeah, didn't even try to win the
Kansas's
money.
bench.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I love it. That's what rivalries are for. Like,
College football at its finest.
absolutely, man. Move me to 20-12, Breda 21-11. This one confuses me. I don't remember why we both went Tech.
Did we?
I went Tech because JD, because I watched the last video back, and I literally saw myself say, I'm gonna go Tech
Yeah,
just for my boy JD.
I think. Why did I go Tech?
I
Because
don't
I hate
know.
Pavia.
Yeah, I think
Tech.
Tech
I
had
mean,
it.
they were up 20-10 at halftime and get outscored 34-0 in the second half. Like
Yeah,
that's embarrassing.
yeah,
But like all three Tech guys we've had on our podcast bench Kyron Drones.
yeah. Which funny you say that because we had our guest picks, and Cutchin went with Tech, lost obviously, and then Toby went with Tech. So guest picker 0 for 2 right now.
Not good.
Not good at all.
Just gotta get some non-Tech fans on.
Well, Bates brings us back a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, move me to 20-13.
Notre Dame didn't play. I don't
No,
think, right?
they played this
And
week.
Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, move me to 20-13. Breda 21-12. Obviously, Vandy, like he said, came out hot in the second half. Played really good football. Iowa State. Iowa State ended up winning that game. Moves me to 21-13. Breda 22-12. It was
Watched
fairly.
a little bit of this game.
It was like
It was
16,
a good game.
17-14.
Yeah, it came down to the end. I mean, Iowa got the ball and could have went and drove down the field to win it, but gave up 3 straight sacks and then got stopped on 4th down.
Perfect Iowa fashion to end the game. Excuse me, Lord. Yeah, I mean, we both kind of saw that one coming. This one honestly kind of hurts a little. I thought Duke came out and played really well for that first quarter. Well, until halftime, really.
Yeah. Did you see that wild catch that dude made for Duke?
No,
It was
I quit watching the Duke Illinois game at like
it was like the
1:15.
it was like the wildest toe tap I'd ever seen. I have no idea. It was in like the back of the end zone running across the back of the end zone, quarterback threw it, and somehow he got a foot in. It was ridiculous. But yeah, Duke played really good until the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois went in. I guess just they had better adjustments, man. Came out and blanked them, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, moved me to 21-14 and Brady 22-13. Another one I didn't see coming that went into double overtime. SMU Baylor. I mean, what a game it was.
Baylor ended up winning, right?
Yep, and we both went SMU.
Kevin Jennings let us down.
I did not see Baylor winning that game.
No, I didn't either. Auburn beat Baylor to start the year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really didn't see a way that SMU would get beat, but I don't know. Maybe Baylor's solid. Like
I was about
it
to
was
say,
just
the
I didn't
question
watch any of
now
that
is
game, but
like,
I just seen the score.
right. I didn't either. I think I was sitting in Neyland and I looked down and it said, I was like, I'm just going to get on ESPN and check out some of the scores because they have the Rocky Top Wi-Fi everywhere now. Wonderful, by the way. You can actually get on your phone a little bit. Got on there and it was like 40. It was 42-42 going into the second overtime. I'm pretty sure. And Baylor kicked field goal and stopped SMU, I guess, is what happened.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, that surprised me. But, the question, I guess, is okay, is Baylor that good? Did SMU play that bad? And then it's like, okay, was Auburn that good?
Oh, oh. I really have. I need to watch some highlights on Baylor. I mean, I don't know. I'll probably go and watch the highlights from that game because, like, I really have no idea. I don't know. And like in college football, you can't really tell
No,
who's
that's
that
what I was
good.
about to say. Or is it just college football and anything can happen?
Yeah, I think that's probably the main
Yeah.
thing.
This next game we split up again. I went Virginia, UNC State. The final of this one was like a 3-point ball game. It was like 34-31. NC State came out, won it. Moved me to 21-16. Moved you to 23-14. I didn't necessarily see Virginia winning that game. I just picked him for the home team, man.
Did Virginia win?
No, they lost it.
Nice.
Yeah. UNC Charlotte knew what would happen. I mean, still, North Carolina came out, first drive, scored in like 5 plays, and then went stone cold, just nothing offensively for a few drives.
What was the score of that game?
I know North Carolina won. I just don't know the score. Let's see here.
Did they play? Did Max Johnson play for North Carolina?
It was 20-3 was the final. And no, Gio Lopez played the entire game. Went
Max
17.
Johnson needs to play.
Yeah. Who they have next week? I wrote it down, but I don't want to go look.
Richmond.
Oh, what a game!
They got an easy schedule though.
Oh yeah.
Besides Clemson, I mean they got Richmond, UCF, Clemson, Cal, Virginia, Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest, Duke, NC State.
I mean, I remember talking about with A-Strop, and he was like, "Dude, I see zero reason why we can't win 8 games this year."
I mean they should. Will they? Probably not.
No.
If they start Max Johnson, they'll go 8-4, 9-3.
Gio, their ceiling's probably 6-6, 7-5.
I agree.
Then we had West Virginia, Ohio. Did you catch any of this or catch the score at all?
Ohio beat them.
Yep, 17-10.
I know that. I don't.
Horrible quarterback play by West Virginia. It was bad.
I couldn't. I think when we talked about this game last week, I said the only player I knew West Virginia was their running back.
Yeah. Yeah, and we both went West Virginia. I mean, just because Ohio shouldn't beat them. I mean, realistically shouldn't. But yeah, we both went West Virginia. Moved me to 22-17. Bray to 24-15. Marshall, Missouri State was the next one, just as a kind of throw it out there, see what we think kind of game. Missouri State won that one 21-20, and we both picked Marshall. So it moved me to 22-18, moved Bray to 24-16. Just was not expecting that one. Kind of figured Marshall would take care of business there, but just didn't.
Yeah, it's just kind of flip a coin game.
Yeah, Sunbelt football, you just never know.
Yeah.
Then the last game that we picked for last week was the Tennessee and ETSU game. Obviously, Tennessee won in great fashion. Just went out, took care of business early on. I mean, at half, it was. Hold on.
48 to
I was
7.
about to say, was it 41 or 48-7?
I can't remember.
It was one of the
One of the
two.
two. And Heupel was still pissed.
Yeah, he was not
Did
happy.
you see his interview at halftime?
Yeah. He was not happy. Definitely need to clean some things up.
100%.
Boo looked good returning kicks though, or returning punts.
Blame on offense.
We've got to do something, man.
He almost returned that. He returned that one to like the 3 or whatever. Then on the other ones had some good returns. Like, I don't know. He's just so elusive, and he's going to make plays. Just give him a chance.
Yeah. What's the worst that can
That's
happen?
all he needs. Like, I mean, last year at the start of the year, they didn't have him returning punts, and they gave him a chance, and now he's the best return man in college football.
Yeah. I mean, in the stadium, it didn't look like he stepped out at the 3. It looked like he just took a step and then jumped over the kid. And
he jumped from like halfway out of bounds.
Everybody was booing. Oh God, everybody was booing. Not because of boo either, just like actual booing. And then they saw it and they were like, "Oh, okay, we understand." And then they started booing because
boo.
Yeah, because boo, baby. That's what they do now. We don't have brew anymore, so we can't brew it.
Man, I miss him.
I do too. Gosh. He's just sure-handed. He caught anything you threw near him.
And he's so hard to tackle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Miss all those guys, man. Could you imagine Joey Aguilar quarterbacking the team last year?
Oh God, it'd have been. I mean,
we don't have to
we don't beat. No, we're playing at Neyland because we ain't losing to Arkansas.
Mm-mm.
Might lose to Georgia.
I'll still until we beat Georgia, I'll still say we probably would have lost that game.
Would have been interesting though.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, Nico didn't play bad against Georgia. Defense just kind of sucked.
Yeah,
but we wouldn't have lost Arkansas.
I don't know why. I mean, you may have noticed this as well, but I feel like we play different coverages when we're on the road compared to being at home. Like
we play a little different.
Like when we're at home, we're more of like up in your face. And then when we're away,
we'll send some pressure. We send a lot of pressure at home too.
Yeah, but when we're away, it's like, hey, just back everybody off, or play soft.
No, we sent 3 or 4 every time last year against Carson Beck, and he had all day. Then he had to take off and run. Like, I don't think we might have sent 5 people 2 times, and I don't think we sent 6 all night.
It's just confusing to me. Like why is what I want to know. What's the difference in playing away and playing at home? Because I mean, it's not like they just did that against Georgia.
It's something only Tim Banks would know, I guess.
Yeah. Hey man, he does well. So
yeah, we're lucky to have him.
Absolutely. But yeah, after 41
I'll tell you,
games,
before we talk about that, I'll tell you who is not lucky to have Nico. UCLA.
Jeez.
0-2.
I checked it Saturday night, and he was 2 for 7 with 30 yards.
The best part about that game, the dude he threw that pick to at the end was the guy that said in like his interview, like during the week, that nothing sticks out about Nico to him.
I love it.
Poor Nico, man.
Nah.
Not really, but
what you get.
Poor Nico's daddy.
Yeah, poor Nico's daddy. I don't know, man. Like, you want to feel bad for the kid because I don't think it was all him.
It was his dad. There's no way you
But at
can't
the
tell me
same
otherwise.
time, like, you're an
It's your
adult.
life, not your dad's.
Yeah.
Like you're a 19-year-old kid. You can make your own decisions.
Yeah. And
He
saying
just
that,
wanted to be closer. He just wanted to be closer to his family. That's all it was.
see, I don't know, man.
That's what pissed me off about
Yeah,
it.
it was money.
100%. And he's getting paid the same there that he was at Tennessee, right?
No, he's making less money because of California taxes.
That's right.
So
And
he's technically
playing worse. He's playing,
making more.
yeah, but he's earning less.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, you get what you get, dude.
Nah. Get what you get. You don't throw a
Y'all
fit.
are they're 0-2. We're 2-0. Who cares?
Exactly. Well, we got a big game this weekend too. 3:30 kickoff.
I'll see you in Knoxville at 9.
Dude, I gotta pick Brennan up because he's going with me. And he doesn't get out of practice till 11:30. So I'm literally picking him up at LMU at 11:30. So I won't be down there until 1:30.
I'll see you at the saloon.
My plan was to get down there at like 6:30.
Jesus Christ.
Well, we were gonna go to
You'd have been dead.
I was gonna go to game day.
Oh, okay.
Because game day is in Knoxville, I'm pretty sure, this weekend.
It is.
So
Brian actually sent me a message and said, "You want to go to game day? If I go, I'll get you VIP."
yeah, that's what we were gonna do, but Brennan can't, man. You know, college athlete and all.
Piss on that. Get your priorities straight, man.
Yeah. I told him, texted him, and I said, wear white because we're sitting in a white section. I said, so you better just have white on and be ready to go because I'm getting there. I said, I'll be there at 11:25.
He sent me a message said, "Do you have a white Tennessee polo?" And I said, "No, but I have white Tennessee T-shirts." And he was like, "Okay." I mean, why do you need a polo, not a T-shirt? Come on, Brennan.
I'll wear a T-shirt because I don't have a white polo.
Exactly. Like I said, do you want a T-shirt? He said no. Come on, man.
His mind's not right.
Far from it.
I've got a question for later. Actually, I'll ask it now. Tennessee, Georgia, obviously. Saturday, college game day, 3:30 kickoff. If Tennessee wins, Field Storm, what do you think?
Haven't beat them in eight years. I don't know. Because I feel like you got to think about I didn't think we'd storm it again after we beat Bama last year, but I feel like now where we're becoming one of those teams that are expected to win.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to.
I mean, I'll go ahead and say it. If I see everybody else going, I'm running down.
I'll meet you on the 50.
Yeah, meet you down there, man. I'll call you. But yeah, I don't know because see, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I think it
depends.
Cool.
It depends how drunk the students are.
Absolutely.
Because if they go, everybody's going.
Oh yeah, if they go, there'll be 102,000.
If the whole first row of the student section goes, everybody else is coming. They ain't gonna stop.
No.
Good luck.
But I think it's cool. You know, obviously great. You know, storm it because, like you said, we haven't beat them in 8 years, and the last time was the catch, Jawan Jennings. It's just like I feel like we're a bigger program now, like a better program.
Yeah.
So
now, I'll say this. I'm gonna say if we like beat them like a regular game. No, if something crazy happens, like strip sack, or we score with like pretty much no time left, I think
Yeah.
we're going.
Oh, absolutely. Field goal like the Bama in 22 game, we're going.
But like if it's like a 28-17 type game, then no.
No, I don't think so either. But yeah, I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, I'm gonna ask Bray what he thinks. If he thinks if he thinks we will go. I mean, if everybody else
Got to win first though before we.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I saw the Sunday morning, the line was Georgia 7.5, and then yesterday, I think yesterday around lunch, it had moved to Georgia 3.5.
I'll see what it is now. Do you know what it is now?
I think it's still 3.5.
It's still 3.5.
I don't feel like taking Tennessee 3.5 is the right call. I think you either take Tennessee money line or you take Georgia.
No, there's no reason betting on
I
Tennessee to
don't think
cover.
3.5 is enough. Like if it's Georgia 7.5, like okay, take Tennessee to cover.
Yeah, either take Tennessee money line or Georgia the Georgia minus 3.5.
Yeah, because I don't think if Tennessee loses, they don't cover 3.5.
The over, I want to see what the over under is
I
because
think
whatever it is, bet the under.
I think it was 48.5 or 49.5 last time I checked.
49.5. Bet the under.
The under will hit.
I mean, you can get Tennessee money line for plus 150.
Dang, wonder parlayed at what the Tennessee money line and the under how that would play for it.
And then the under's minus 105. Over's minus 115 though, but if you put it all together, then
yeah,
get some other stuff in there. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see Saturday about 7:00.
Yeah, hopefully the next time, well, not the next time, but the next time we talk, we're talking about what a emphatic win that was for the Tennessee Volunteers against the Georgia Bulldogs.
I'll say this last thing, and we can move on. This might be the second biggest game of Heupel's tenure at Tennessee.
With the first being,
I'd say last year, the playoff game, just because. But regular season wise, biggest one. Week 3 at Neyland against number 5 Georgia.
Yeah, number 5.
If anybody disagrees, then I can say, but it's definitely top 5, no debate. Top 5.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think 2022 Bama's up there. I think last year Georgia's up there. Last year playoff game, and then this year Georgia will be up there. I don't think
I won't really say that
Bama game is there.
No. Yeah, but like all the hype going into it, definitely. I think my top 3: this one, Ohio State, then Bama game 22.
I mean, Nick Saban, his last year in 22, and you beat him, you break the streak. That's a big win in my opinion. But yeah, now moving on to some games for this week. Starting out, we have Lehigh Richlands.
Yeah, I mean, homecoming Friday night, obviously. Big game, gonna be a lot of people there. I think there's actually 2 class reunions going on Friday night. So, I mean, be a big crowd. Obviously, you got homecoming. Second home game of the year. And I mean, I think we're gonna come out and play good. Obviously, some guys are gonna step up. We seen it Friday night, last Friday. We're gonna see it again this week. Like some guys are kind of getting thrown into the fire now. I mean, Just how it works. Like next man up mentality. It's what you got to have.
Absolutely.
Richlands. I mean, they got some guys that can make some plays. Offensively, they're pretty good. Defensively, they got some weakness there, but I mean, we can get some stops. I think we can score some points, and I expect us to play good Friday. I mean, seeing Carter go down obviously hurts us, but I think it fuels some of our guys to be like, let's go show some people. Like people are counting us out now that Carter's hurt and we don't have Connor. Like, let's go show some people. Like, we got nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
Like, let's just go.
Yeah. No, I mean, I completely agree with you. I think it'll be a really good game Friday night at 5 Star. We said homecoming. Gonna be a lot of people in attendance. Just got to show up and show out.
And it's week 3. Either you go 2-1 or 1-2. So I mean, it's big, dude, and like this game, like you hate to say it because I mean it's week 3, but this could be a tale for the 7 games left of the year.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
I think we're going to come out good though.
I do too. Won't predict that one as I don't think Bray and I have ever predicted a game for Lehigh. We won't.
And we won't.
We will never do it.
We'll talk about it. No picks though.
Yeah. Now Thomas Walker, Linkamp. Obviously Thomas Walker, heartbreaking loss last week against Lee, 28-22. Haven't seen anything from Linkamp. I think
T-Dub wins this one.
I agree. I think T-Dub picks the score in this one.
Yeah.
Coach,
I'll have them ready to go.
Yeah.
Who will be on the podcast next week?
Oh, will he?
That's what he said. Next week.
Okay.
First coach.
All right then. We'll take it. I did not know that.
I told you.
Yeah, I did know that. I
Come on, Coach Carroll.
I forget.
Get on here.
Yeah, Rob. But yeah, I think they're still got that bitter taste in their mouth from the loss last week. I think they're going to come out and
they'll be ready to go.
I think they put on a show against Lincoln. Next game we got Graham Union. This game, it's at Union, correct?
It's at Tazewell, actually.
Oh yeah,
on Thursday night.
Thursday night at Tazewell. That's what it was. Why was I thinking at Union? I remember. Union coming off a big win against Daniel Boone. Graham coming off what you could consider a bye week, as Galax canceled on them last week. Said they couldn't play. It was Galax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they couldn't play. It's a big game. I mean, this is normally the either Region 2D semifinal or final. Has been the past few years, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
this, I think Galax canceling against Graham helps them and hurts them. It hurts them because obviously they don't get to see some live action. They didn't get to see live action last Friday.
Yeah.
Helps them because it turned their attention straight to Union. They get 2 weeks to prepare for Union, which is going to help them obviously. But I don't know. Union obviously coming off game against Daniel Boone. It's going to be a big one. I think it's going to be low scoring. It usually is when they play.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
I know where I'm going.
I'm only because team that wins in the regular season usually gets beat in the playoffs. Is that where you're going? I'm going to go Union.
Give me the year.
I mean, Graham progresses a lot throughout the year. They don't reach their peak until about week 13.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. And
I think Union. I'm gonna go Union by 2 touchdowns.
I'm gonna go Union by 6.
Points, not
Yeah,
touchdowns.
like 14-8
Okay.
or something like it.
I think it'll be either like 20. It'll be 28. We'll say 27-14.
Not bad. Not bad. Both
The
going.
Bears.
I honestly thought all day about it and wanted to go Graham, but I just feel like
I mean it. Like really, like I know I said like the team that wins the regular season usually gets beat in the playoffs. Like yeah, I mean that game right there, it's always a coin flip.
yeah,
Like there's really no way. Like
yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know.
I think Graham is definitely ahead in that series, but I don't know. I think Union's got a really solid team this year, and I think they can do some really good things in the region as well as potentially in the state. Next game, we're hopping to Central Ridgeview. No brainer.
Ridgeview.
Yep. Yeah. No brainer. Just
On to the next.
yeah. Simple. Easy as you please. Central did come they are coming off a win. They're 1-1. Beat Marion last week. Ridgeview.
They might like play for like a quarter.
Yeah. I got
Next
Ridgeview.
game.
I got Ridgeview.
Yeah, me too.
All right, next game. John Battle Holston.
I think Holston's coming off lost in Narrows. Because I don't know why, but I was looking earlier.
I did not. I just looked at the games.
I think Holston's got a really good running back or quarterback, but he runs it.
Yeah.
So
Lamar Jackson top. Quarterback that is really a running back.
Give me Holston.
Ooh. That I don't know.
Chris Akers and company.
Battle's 0-2.
I think Holston's 1-1.
Yeah. Give me Holston as well. I think I'm gonna follow with what you said, Bray. I'll go with Holston as well. I don't know much about Battle this year. Is obviously, well, not obviously, but is kind of the main reason that I even said, I'll go with Holston, just kind of basing things off of last year. I have no idea what Battle has.
Give me the Cavaliers of Holston.
The Cavs, baby. Next one, this could be a game of the week type of game here, as well as the Graham Union game. Gate City, Abingdon. Both kind of
City.
Both have the same style of offense. Well, if Abingdon is still running that same style of offenses that they ran last year.
Give me Gate City, man.
Yeah.
You going Gate City?
I had already marked it down that I was going Gate City. But I think it's going to be like
14-13.
I was going to say 28-21 or 28-26.
Neither team should eclipse 30 points.
No. They both run the ball a lot, have that slow, methodical style of offense. Obviously,
Imagine it's like 49-42.
we're just completely.
There's just no way. The quarters are not 20 minutes long.
If it's 49-42, I will gladly come on here and say,
Just admit that I was wrong.
yeah, and
Sorry.
say, y'all, that's on me.
But I do think, besides the Graham and Union, this will be the best game in Southwest Virginia this week.
Yeah.
No, just two good teams.
There's one more that might compete for it. Maybe. Just maybe. According to if everybody's playing for this team. This next one, I feel like it's a no-brainer. Probably don't even need to talk too much about it. Lebanon, Marion.
I'll take Lebanon.
You ain't the only one. Give me Mike Reese, Toby Baker.
Mike Reese and Company.
Yeah, give me all of them. They winning it. Big. This is the game that I was saying could rival that one, but it probably won't be as good. Rykove, Honaker. Is the music?
I don't know. I don't know if Avery Music's playing.
That's my question. Is Avery Music?
Message Parker Lowe right now and see if Avery Music's playing.
We'll come back to it.
I'm not going to pick until I know.
Yeah, me either. Let's see here. Where's he at?
If he's playing, it's going to be very high scoring.
All right. I just messaged him, said, is Avery playing this week?
All right, bet. We'll come back.
He's quick.
What do you say?
He hasn't responded yet. It's worrisome. Yes.
Give me Honaker. Upset. Also, tell Parker to play good. Tell him we're filming a podcast right now.
Let's see, we're filming pod right now. Talking about y'all's game. If I can top. I said, thanks, brother. He said, no problem. I said, play good and dominate. We're filming the pod, talking about y'all's game, and was curious.
Yeah, but give me Honaker. They're going to score with very little time left, go for two, get the 2-point conversion, then get a stop, and they win by 1 point. 43-42, Honaker. Or no, I'll go 41-40.
I got to stop letting you go first.
Why?
Because I want to go Honaker, but I don't want to be like, oh, we're just picking the same team every time.
Well, pick Rykov. Do you want me to pick Rykov then?
No, I'll go Rykov.
Okay. I don't know. I just something about that Parker Lowe and Avery Music connection.
It's probably one of the closest things to unstoppable, other than Mike and Toby. I said it. I don't know. They're good, man. Got to say this just because don't want, if anybody from their watches, don't want them to feel like they're getting left out. Castlewood's on a bye week this week. After the loss last week, I don't think anybody up there watches, but hey, they could.
You do, appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you guys. We picked you guys twice.
Maybe we got to not pick them in the win.
If that's what it takes,
Reverse psychology.
I pick bye week.
Oh Lord.
But the next one is Twin Springs, Pineville.
Give me Twin Springs.
Yep. No brainer. Just have to. Pineville does have a win under their belt. I don't know if they won last week.
They beat Phelps 74-40, like the first game.
Yeah. I don't know if they won since then or
Don't know nothing about them.
I haven't checked.
But I think Twin Springs will beat them.
I do too.
Might be a close one though. I don't know.
I know where I'm going with this one. This next one, Burton, Patrick Henry.
Give me Patrick Henry.
Yep.
Their running back's really good.
He have a good game.
His last name's Stewart. I don't know. I just know his last name's Stewart. And he's good.
I don't know anything about him. I knew I was picking him. And the next one we're picking the same two. So East Side Rural Retreat.
Yes, but I will tell you, I think this will be a better game than people expect.
Oh, really?
Yes. I think Eastside wins by 2 or 3 touchdowns, but it's
a better game.
Late.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Rural Retreat's got a pretty good team this year.
I have no idea.
I just 2-0.
I knew I was going to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm picking Eastside, but better game than I think some are expecting. But I still think Eastside's really, really good.
I do too. I think that, I mean, like we said earlier, I think it's them and Rye Cove for the Cumberland District. And to be honest, yeah, that's what I was about to say. To be honest, if they get paired up on opposite sides, probably for the region.
If they're on opposite sides, yeah. If they're on the same side, then Honaker and whoever.
Yeah.
We'll unless Honaker upsets one up, which I'd like to see.
I would too.
I like Parker.
I do too. He's a great kid, man.
I'm a in the closet Honaker fan.
I'll wear my orange and black for him at some point in time. I don't know when, but I will. Maybe bye week. I
like Honaker when they're not playing Lehigh.
Yeah, maybe bye week we go watch them.
Probably not, but I don't want. It depends where they're playing.
It's next week. I don't know where they're playing.
I'm not going to Honaker.
Sorry,
Parker.
I don't want to go to Honaker either.
Sorry, Parker. I'll watch you though.
Watch you on NFHS. Moving on to college, we've got Wisconsin, who is 2-0. Not a great 2-0 though. They beat Miami, Ohio 17-0, and Middle Tennessee State 42-10. They take on Bama, who is ranked number 19 at Alabama. Bama is 1-1, lost to Florida State 31-17, and beat ULM last week 73-0.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bama's going to take care of business this game. Like, there's a lot of pressure on DeBoer and Ty Simpson.
Yeah,
them two guys have more pressure on them than anybody in college football right now, probably. More so DeBoer, but I think Alabama's going to perform this weekend. I hate to say it, but I think Alabama's going to look good this weekend.
I did too. I thought early on about going Wisconsin just for the pure fact that I do not like the University of Alabama. No rhyme or reason, just that. But I think Bama gets the job done, takes care of business. probably a 2-3 score win. I just don't think Wisconsin. I mean, Miami, Ohio. I don't know how good they are. Middle Tennessee State. I don't know how good they are this year, but I don't. I just don't think that they're going to be able to put up with Bama, and it's at Bryant Denny. Bryant Denny is a hard place to play.
Most definitely.
Next up, we have number 12 Clemson traveling to Georgia Tech. Clemson is 1-1, and a very ugly one for the win.
Oh my gosh! It was 16. They were going to be 16-0.
Yeah, lost
at
to
halftime.
17-10, and came back and won 27-16 against Troy.
Not a game you want to have to come back and win.
Not at all. I mean, just an ugly showing. Georgia Tech is 2-0. Beat Colorado 27-20 and Gardner Webb 59-12.
I think this is going to be a really good game.
I'll pick first this time.
Okay.
Give me the upset. Give me the home team. Give me the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech.
I was going to go Clemson, so I'm glad you went first.
I don't think it's going to be a bounce back game for Klubnik. I think Georgia Tech takes care of business at home and gets the win. Now, when they get beat by 30, I'll come back on here and say I was wrong.
Jade football.
But until then, go Jackets.
You can say what you want.
This next one is shaping up to be a really good game as well. Number 18 USF at number 5 Miami. USF week 1 beat Boise State 34-7. Last week went into the swamp and just put a staple on their victory, won 18-16. Miami beat Notre Dame week 1 27-24, and then last week played Bethune-Cookman, won that game 45-3.
I know who you go first in this one because I'm not changing my pick either way. Like I have it.
I really, really, really am a humongous fan of Golish. I love Alex Golish. I think there's good potential that if Josh Heupel ever leaves the University of Tennessee, that the first call should be Golish.
Should be Kiffin.
Well, I remember when he left, man. Still feels.
I forget him.
I mean, if he can win us a natty, then all right. But I think USF goes into Miami and wins this game.
I mean, I'm kind of glad you picked them because I was going to pick Miami. Barely. It's a very close one. I could see them winning on a field goal like USF did last week.
I'm just taking all the upsets this week, I guess.
I wanted to pick USF, but
it's hard.
If it was at home, I'm taking USF and I'm running with it.
USF plays in Raymond James, the Buccaneer Stadium, don't they?
Thanks.
Because UCF doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UCF's in Orlando.
Yeah. USF plays it. Yeah, USF played Tampa. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just 2 straight upsets that I'm taking, Georgia Tech and USF. I mean, I think USF could be a sleeper and do some crazy things in that college football.
They should win. They should win the American.
Absolutely. Next game we've got number 16 Texas A&M traveling to Notre Dame. I'm going to go ahead and write down that Mike Reese went Notre Dame on this one.
I'm going with A&M in this one. I'd say Notre Dame's favored, but I want A&M.
I would think they are. A&M beat UTSA 42-24, and then Utah State 44-22. Notre Dame had a bye week last week, week 1. They lost to Miami 27-24. So Texas A&M 2-0. Notre Dame is 0-1.
What's the rankings on this one? Like 15 and 18?
16 for Texas A&M and 8 for Notre Dame.
God, they're still 8?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But I like A&M in this one. I don't know why. I like Mike Elko.
Yeah. I think Elko's a good coach. I mean, obviously came over from Duke after Duke had a wonderful year for them last year. Give me Notre Dame.
I think A&M's going to beat them by 3 touchdowns.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's because I think A&M's better than Miami.
Yeah. I just home game. I feel like it might get a little cold. I don't know how Texas A&M will play in the cold up in Indiana.
Sure.
Next one is Florida at number 3 LSU. Florida beat LIU 55-0 in week 1, and then lost to USF 18-16 last week. LSU beat Clemson 17-10 in their week 1 game, and then won last week against Louisiana Tech 23-7.
Is it bad that I'm picking Florida?
I mean, I'm
After
LSU.
getting
I'm
beat.
going LSU.
I'm picking Florida. I think Lagway is going to play really, really good. And I hope Florida gives Billy Napier a lifetime contract. He is a really good football coach, and they need to keep him for a very long time. Let him keep calling the offense, and they'll be just fine.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree. Probably, I mean, maybe one of the best coaches in college football.
Maybe he's top 5 in the state of Florida.
And he's not 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or 5. He's nowhere. I don't know. I don't
know why I think Florida's going to upset them.
I like it.
When we're on here next week and they lose 42-7, I'll say I'm wrong. But until then, give me Florida.
I mean, these high school games, we were right there with each other, and then college hit, and now we're total opposites. But hey, I love it. I love it.
I do too.
Next game we've got Vanderbilt at South Carolina. Vandy beat Charleston Southern 45-3 in their week 1 game, and also beat Virginia Tech 44-20 last week, having to come back and win that game. South Carolina, oddly enough, beat Virginia Tech 24-11. Their week 1 game in Atlanta. And then last week they played South Carolina State and won 38-10. So this is just a battle of who all can beat Virginia Tech.
I think we'll get back on stage here, back on the same page here.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Until the
I will not pick Vanderbilt a single game this year.
You won't?
I don't care if they're playing Dobbins Bennett. I won't pick them.
I don't like Pavia.
I don't like Clark Lee either. I think he's a joke.
Yeah. I was going to say until the infamous Pat McAfee, he sings the what's that coming down the track on game day, and then obviously it's a Georgia song, and then he sits there for a second, looks around, and says, "Give me Alabama." But yeah, we are back on the same page. I'm going South Carolina as well. I just think that Lenore Sellers, Nick Harbor, think they're going to be a little bit too much for Vanderbilt to handle, as well as Dylan Edwards defensively. I mean, kid's just a stud. Should be at Tennessee right now. Anybody that Tennessee's ever recruited that went somewhere else, we just should be at Tennessee.
Unless
Yeah,
you're Arch Manning.
yeah, Arch, you can. We'll keep Joey. The next game, another one I threw on just for fun. It's the same team I threw on for fun last week. Marshall against EKU. The Thundering Herd, man. I like them. I like the Thundering Herd only because of the movie.
You know how I'm gonna go.
You're not going to go EKU.
Give me EKU from Richmond, Kentucky. Bucky's.
Did you say for Bucky's?
That's where the Bucky's is in Richmond. I think that's where EKU is. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna look like an idiot.
No, it's in Richmond, Kentucky. I know that for a fact. I'm going Marshall.
Oh God!
For Buck.
What an episode tonight, man.
Oh Lord.
That's where the Bucky's is, right? Yeah. Right before Richmond.
I'm going Marshall for two reasons. One, the movie We Are Marshall. I loved it growing up, still love it now. And then my college roommate was a humongous Marshall fan, Eric Williams. If you're watching, big shout out. But yeah, I also had another guy I was friends with in college, still friends with now. He's an Ohio State fan, and I couldn't care less what happens to Ohio State. As meaning games they lose, not anything terrible happening. Just want to clarify. This game I put on for a reason because it's a big rivalry game. West Virginia, Pitt.
I'm going Pitt.
Yep. I'm going Pitt. Just after the showing last week of what I saw from West Virginia, I just didn't. I can't pick them.
Yeah, that is a big rivalry game. Like when we went
brawl or something.
Huh?
They call it the backyard brawl or something, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. But in 22, we went to Pitt when Tennessee played at Pitt, and like just talking to those Pitt guys, they hate West Virginia.
Oh yeah, it's the backyard brawl. That's what they call it.
Interesting. Not really. I don't know.
Hey, yeah, I've got Pitt now, and Pitt beat Duquesne 61-9, and then beat Central Michigan 45-17. So they're 2-0. West Virginia beat Robert Morris 45-3, then lost to Ohio last week 17-10. We both take Pitt in that one. This one could end up being a good game. I don't really know. I think one team will storm away with it, but number 17, Ole Miss against Arkansas. Ole Miss 2-0, won 63-7 in their week 1 game against Georgia State. And then last week they won 30-23 against Kentucky. Arkansas is also 2-0, beat Alabama A&M 52-7 week 1, and then Arkansas State 56-14 in week 2. I'm going Ole Miss.
Yeah, no burner. I think. God, he's dying. Tuberculosis.
I know something terrible's happening. Apologize. I coughed the first time and I was like, it's just like a itch or something, and then it turned out to be a lot more than just an itchy throat. Obviously the next one I put on here, Coach Carroll, Michigan, Central Michigan. I don't think it's going to be a game.
Strong Moore suspended, but I
still
think Michigan blows them out.
I agree.
Are we getting close?
Yeah, 2 games and then that one.
All right, I'll migrate downstairs here in a second.
If you want to go ahead and start migrating down there, I've
right.
got to look up the.
You can still talk to me though. I'll keep it going. I'll just be walking. I don't even know where he's at. Well, hang on. I ain't ready for you yet. We got 2 games left to talk about. Yeah.
The next game we've got Kentucky, Eastern Michigan. Kentucky is 1-1. Beat Toledo in their week 1 game 24-16. Lost to Ole Miss 30-23 last week. Eastern Michigan lost to Texas State 52-21 or 27. I can't read what I wrote. And then lost to LIU 28-23. I have Kentucky winning this one. Probably, and that be it. If I wanted to pick Eastern Michigan, but I don't. After seeing the Texas State score and the LIU score, I just can't.
I'm with you.
Then the next one, we've got UNC in Richmond. I literally just looked it up just now. I don't know Richmond's record. I know UNC's 1-1.
I think UNC wins this one.
Yeah, no brainer there. You want to go ahead and introduce? It's time.
Yeah. So joining us now, my dad, Jerm. Come on, Dad. Special guest entrance.
Yeah. Start playing Rocky Top or Ric Flair or something.
I ain't have my phone. I get upstairs. First ever podcast appearance from him.
Uh-oh.
Come on, sit down.
Big Jerm.
Take an AirPod. Left ear. You know how to put it in left ear.
Can you hear me?
I hear you, Lucas.
Awesome. I have 5 questions for you before we go into this Tennessee and Georgia game. One of the first questions is, what was it like being one of the first quarterbacks at Lehigh after the consolidation?
Well, we could probably do an entirely separate show just on that question. I could talk a lot about that. I think what I would say is it was a feeling of just great motivation and fulfilling. At the time I was still a kid basically, but doing something had wanted to do all my life, and it's really hard to describe unless you were there. The jubilation and the community support that was in Lee County for football at that time. In some ways, I would say this though, that anybody that's followed Lee High School knows this, that even in years where we haven't had a winning record and have been down, we have a tremendous following. So, you think about what it was when we were considered maybe the region favorites every year for those first several years and so forth. So, Lucas, it's a feeling that's hard to describe. I can say this, it's a feeling that regenerates inside me. Even last Friday night, just watching how that game unfolded at Ewing and having a great sense of pride in what we were able to accomplish there at the end, and seeing Clay play with so much poise. I told him after the game that, I just said thank you for everyone that's ever wore that jersey, for staying composed and doing what you needed to do to get the job done. Really twice. I mean, leading 2 different drives to, the first one, you think that's the winning score, and then all of a sudden you get a kickoff ran back against you, and it'd be very easy for a college or pro team to lose their composure in that situation and not be able to get the job done. But he came right back out there, and then everybody, the offensive line, Coach Carroll, the play calling, we stay composed, and gosh, it looked like a 2-minute offense that they had done over and over for years. So, but back to your point, that feeling is it's nothing like else I've ever experienced. To play the position you want to play at the time, with us in Powell Valley and Gate City, the 3 perennial powers in Southwest Virginia, throw Appalachia in there as well. Just a feeling that I never been able to duplicate. But I like to think about it and reflect. And, the main way to do that now is to go to games and watch and, see things. Of course, that game the other night, for me too, you take Carter's injury, and I didn't really have much focus on what was going on this second half because I was wondering about him. But I'm getting off track here. You're gonna get me started on something we'd talk all night. But to answer your question, a feeling of pride and love that for a sport and a position and a school that just unmatched with anything else I've ever done.
Absolutely. There's a couple more on here that I'm sure you'll be able to. You'll say the same thing you could talk all night about. I talked to Bray, kind of told him the questions I had, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he'll like these."
Say the one that I said he wanted me at. Say that one next.
Oh, okay. What was the rivalry like between Pennington and Jonesville?
And can I add to that?
For me,
and if you could have had it your way, would you have wanted to play Pennington, Jonesville, or at Lehigh?
It's a controversial question. That's probably evolved with me over time. You have to understand that I grew up in a house where our family was divided in that, including my dad, there were 5 boys. They moved quite a bit in their youth. And at one point, I want to say my dad might have been in the 9th grade, and they'd ended up moving toward Jonesville or maybe on the Jonesville side. And I think he went to Jonesville for a couple of days. And his older brothers, my uncles Ronnie and Tommy, did too. And they stayed at Jonesville, but he just said, "I'm not doing it. I'm Pennington. I'm going back to Pennington." So he hitchhiked to Pennington and stayed there. And he and Ronnie played football against each other. And his sophomore year, which would probably have been Ronnie's senior year at Jonesville, I think, maybe junior. Either way, they played varsity basketball against each other 4 times that year. Jeez. And a Kingsport paper did a feature on it. So, and then following my dad, my uncles, Lynn and Gary, went to Pennington. So 3 of them go to Pennington, 2 of them go to Jonesville. I grew up in a house that was all Pennington, and I grew up in downtown Pennington. I used to walk to Pennington Elementary School, Pennington Middle School when we consolidated when I was in the 7th grade. So I was black and gold for sure, and it's interesting now. I'm the principal in my 5th year at Jonesville Middle School, and we ended up living in Jonesville. Probably my parents divorced, so we moved a little bit. But by my sophomore year, my mom had moved to the Jonesville side, and most of my lasting friends from high school, you go to Lehigh and you meet people that you didn't go to elementary and middle with, but developed a lot of relationships with Jonesville. So by and large, most of my life now I've associated myself with Jonesville, but I know people that I played with will tell you, because I wore a Pennington shirt under my pads during high school, and that wasn't to anything against Jonesville. It's just what I grew up with. Yeah, and I wanted to, part of the reason I wanted to play football was the inspiration, because, when I first developed that love, nobody knew what Lee High School was.
Right.
So the fact I didn't get to play for Pennington High School, I, felt like I kept a part of that with me with wearing that shirt. There was no animosity with me toward anybody from Jonesville. Lord, we were red and gold. We were Lehigh, but I wouldn't change it. If you would have asked me that question 25 years ago, I might have said, gosh, what would it have been like? I do think that had we not have consolidated, there would have been a year or two, because it just worked out my junior year, particularly, where most of the guys on the team were from Pennington. And I think if we would have stayed Pennington, we'd have had a few more guys hold back. Didn't do that after consolidation for a few years. That kind of got tossed to the wayside for whatever reason. But I think it would have gave us a better chance to win state. In 94, we beat Powell Valley 36-22. My junior year, that was the first battle of the boot. Powell Valley went on to win state that year. We had a murderer's row schedule, and it was just a different animal. Double A was much different back then. But I tell Bray all the time, how'd y'all go 5-5, 6-4? Well, those first couple of years of Lehigh, we were so dominant, with the exception of losing to Powell Valley in 89 and 90. Of course, they won state both those years in single A Division II. We paid the price when the contracts ran out on scheduling. We weren't playing Garden and Rye Cove anymore. First 5 games were Powell Valley, Graham, Gate City, Appalachia, Bell County. You were playing 5-team. You were playing essentially a state championship type of game the first 5 weeks of the schedule, and you were beat up. And not only beat up physically, but you remember, Lucas, you're not too far removed from it, and you're coaching now. You play in those type of games every week, it takes a toll on, because you're having to get – that's just not every week. I heard on one of your all's podcasts, you all mentioned the fact, probably the Union game, about some games are just different. Well, you think about all those games were different. You better treat them as different, or you're going to get your tail kicked.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I wouldn't change anything. But I looking back, that rivalry, Pennington and Jonesville, just so many families intertwined in it. And anytime you talk about the proximity, like was with Powell Valley and Appalachia, you're just going to have so many stories. And I love stories. And I've really enjoyed listening to you guys talk to kids from different schools and gaining some insight to their thoughts. But that's what Pennington and Jonesville is, just an extension of Lee County family. You had to have so many people on both sides that somehow maybe they graduated from one of the other school, but their kids went to the other. Yeah. So maybe while they were maybe they played for Pennington. My uncle Ronnie, for example, he graduated from Jonesville High School, but his son played for Pennington. So you had so many of those stories intertwined with that rivalry, and I think that's what made it so unique. And that's why, even though we've had especially way back when we were, I hate to say the Union, it's not, this, a rivalry really becomes a rivalry when there's a balance in the wins and losses. And we really, at some point, need to beat those guys for it to become a true rivalry. Now, there's bad blood, if you want to call it that. But, so all that was in place. And gosh, what a time. What a time that was. And what a time for Lee County in general, just the community. When I think about it, it's hard to – I wish Bray could have seen it. I wish some of these young kids could have seen it, not just Pennington and Jonesville, but the early days of Lehigh. It was and I felt at the Union game, that first game, seeing those stands nearly full again, brought back a lot of those memories walking down that hill and seeing that. Man, I think our venue's as good as any in the area when we're winning and it's full. It's just that setting, the atmosphere. It's hard to beat.
Yeah, it's a place like no other, honestly. I mean, wonderful to coach in. I've told Bray about this question earlier, and he said it was only your freshman year, but I've heard stories about how wonderful of a coach he was, also just a wonderful guy. What was it like your freshman year, Bray said it was only that, playing under Don Williams?
Yeah, it was great. The thing about it was at the time, that was the 4th year of the school. We were coming off of 3 consecutive Highlands District championships. We were preseason ranked number 1 in Southwest Virginia. And most of that probably on what we had accomplished, excuse me, the 3 years prior. By that time, Coach Williams had given up. He wasn't calling plays or, on either side of the ball. He let the coordinators do their job. But we were a team that was coming off a state semifinal loss to Salem in '91. We had beaten those guys in '90, lost to Tab in the state championship in the last 2 minutes of the game, heartbreaker. Then go to Salem in '91 and get beat, and then come back and had the reputation of those first 3 years. But we were playing with a lot of inexperienced guys, a new quarterback. Went 5-5, lost to Richlands in the first round of the playoffs. Richlands won state, lost to them 27-0 in a brutally cold night up in Richlands. The wind blowing. I never will forget. We had a field goal kicker that was a foreign exchange student from Brazil that attempted a field goal that night and kicked it, and it actually blew back toward him. Never seen that before, but it happened.
That's insane.
But Ryan Fritz got injured in that game. We were playing him really tough. He was a junior, our best football player, but played them really good. But even that year, we were playing Kaywood, Bell County. That was really the first year, that fourth year, that we started, Lee High School started paying the price for the success of those first few years. We just got that tougher schedule. And, man, it wore on you. But Coach Williams, just a unique individual, meant so much to me. I've said this many times for kids and grew up in Pennington. He was like Santa Claus. And the one thing he always did that he was so good at, and I try to even do this now as a principal with kids at school, is he always had the ability. Let me give you another example. My freshman year, we dressed 99 guys when we played at home, 1 through 99. That was his goal. We accomplished it. I just remember how chaotic it was to have 99 people in a football uniform on that sidelines when they're looking for somebody. That you get somebody injured on a special team, whatever it is. But that's what he had the ability to do. He had the ability to make kids want to play the sport, and he had the ability to make the last man on the roster, talent-wise, feel like he was the most important. And that's what I try to do now in school with 200 and some students, is to make even the kid who may sit alone at lunch or whatever, to make he or she feels that they're as important as anyone else. And that's the one thing Don Williams could do. And that, to me, that will always be his legacy. You weren't just, he didn't have just 4 or 5 guys and that did it, and he made you believe you could run through a wall. And there were many games where on a special teams or something, there would be an unsung hero. And I credit him for that. Those guys that may not have a chance to play on offense or defense and make it the big tackle or the big run, the big pass. But, man, if they wouldn't do something on a kick, block a punt or recover a fumble on a kickoff and something.
Right.
And he had that ability. That was unique to him. And, he had a lot of good conversations with him, even when I was coaching, and just miss him dearly. Great man.
Absolutely. Funny you mentioned coaching, because the next question is, what was it like to come back and coach at Lehigh, having played there?
Again, just really an extension of what I always wanted to do. Looking back on it, I think that in developing, networking and knowing a lot of different coaches and becoming, close friends with a lot of guys in the industry and business, there's probably more pressure on you when you do that, especially if you had some success and so forth. And you just know everybody.
Yeah.
There's some advantages and disadvantages to that, especially when you start coaching people who maybe you played with their dad or their uncle or whatever it may be. And, but I won't say that pressure ever bothered me. I never did really feel pressure playing sports. It just didn't. But coaching there, a dream come true. I wish we were on here. You were sitting here asking me what it felt like to win state championships while I was coaching. That's what I wanted to do.
Right.
When I got into it, and then when I became the head coach, I think, and somebody brought this out, maybe I did when I got out of it, is, when I got into it, I said, I'll do this for 3 or 4 years in terms of being the head coach. And if we're not getting to where I think we need to be, then I'll step away. And, after that third year, not only were we not where I wanted us to be in terms of wins and losses, but, things change around you. And my kids started getting older, and I knew Bray was going to get involved in some stuff. And, I just didn't want to miss those things. And coaching is really something that I don't think people, unless you've done it, really can appreciate the sacrifice that coaches make. It's really easy to go to any sporting event and be critical of play calling or any time where you're making judgment calls. And it's natural for sports fans to do that. I'll probably do it Saturday in the Tennessee game once or twice, but I, having done it, for several years, I have a deep appreciation for people that devote, especially when you know how much time and energy they devote to it. You're not going to hear me running anybody down because they didn't go for it on fourth down when they should have, or whatever. Having lived that, I just understand it. And
Absolutely.
but again, even though I said this when I played my last high school football game, I didn't do what I set out to accomplish. That was to win a state championship. I don't have any regrets. I'm glad I coached at Lee High School. I'm sure I could have explored going some other places. I knew a lot of people as an assistant, but I just didn't want to wear any colors, man. I just didn't. And I couldn't imagine doing it anywhere else. So I'm thankful for all of it. A lot of good memories. Coached some kids that and shared some experiences with them that I'll keep for a lifetime. So wouldn't change anything.
Absolutely. I mean, especially like you said, with Bray growing up, I mean, state champion golfer, I mean, wonderful, wonderful basketball player, and he still got a couple years left to play. I mean, just some things you would just never want to miss.
Yeah, and the other thing with me, and I just couldn't help it, and I'm sure you see it now. I know Coach Carroll's the same way. Is I'd find myself getting home at 3:00 in the morning after a game, and I just couldn't get away from the place.
Yeah,
I know some people, maybe some will listen to this and say, "Well, what was he doing?" Because he didn't do things good enough or something. But I know the time that I put into it. That's why I can sleep. I know, and it wasn't wasted time.
right.
We did accomplish some good things. And when I was an assistant, even way back when I was a young guy, and I started helping Coach Lee and in 01. And you don't always measure success with wins and losses. I'd sure like to say, man, I remember that year we went 15-0, and but what I did, was a part of coaching some good team and some good kids. And man, and just I know some of the things we did and some of the way we did things structurally, and some of the lessons we taught had an impact. And it means a lot to me. It's helped build who I am.
Absolutely. I remember one of my first years, coaching at Lee. I just got hired on, and I was talking to Alan Rutherford, and we were just kind of talking, and he was like, man, I've got to thank Jerm for a lot of my even football stuff, introducing me to some of this stuff, because he would come down and just kind of help me through some of this little league stuff and all that. So I've always heard good things.
It was great. And Alan was a guy that when we started General's Youth Football in 2017 and got in that Tri-Cities League, he bought in hook, line, and sinker. And we had a great core of guys, and really took that Tri-Cities League by storm, and was just doing some things. And man, I'm telling you, done some things I think Alan would admit. We, hop into the spread, but it was power football, man. We were running power O, and gap schemes and just
Yeah.
doing some things. It was some good football. Brennan could tell you. Brennan was quarterback on that older team, and it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. One of the last ones I got for you is how much has the game changed, or how much can you tell the game has changed from when you played, or maybe even whenever you coached it, to now?
Yeah, I think, specifically if we're talking about Southwest Virginia, I think probably the thing that's changed the most is it's obviously, when I was playing, there were still people using a lot of double tight end sets. Most people were running the wishbone or the eye or maybe the wing tee a little bit. You just weren't hopping into the shotgun and running spread stuff. Coach Williams had installed at Pennington what he called the run and shoot, and we would do some 2x2 stuff and send one of the slots in motion. But all it was doing was it was basically what it was doing was forming a trip set out of it.
Yeah.
So, but that wasn't done a whole lot. I would say probably for around here, my senior year, we probably hopped in the gun as much as anybody. A lot of it was a 2-back gun look with 3 receivers. But that's the biggest thing. It's become more finesse. I mean, now Southwest Virginia kids are still as tough as any. But that's the big thing. It's become more of a horizontal game when you talk about the jet sweep and the outside zone and stuff. And sure, we were running toss sweep and quick pitch and those things, but I think what's happened is as you get into more of these spread looks, you've gotten more kids out at some schools who maybe they would just play basketball or baseball, and maybe you couldn't get them out for football, but going to these spread looks have gotten some more of your athletes out in certain places. Of course, the big things, enrollments have dropped everywhere, so nobody has the numbers they used to have. That's a thing of the past. But that's the biggest thing. It's become a little bit more of a finesse game, and certainly, I used to kid Brennan a lot and tell him, man, you had more pass attempts tonight than I did my sophomore season. But a lot more passing and a little more finesse for sure.
Absolutely. Brad, do you have your phone on you?
I do not. I can go get it.
Yeah, go check it and tell me what you think. You can text me back on that one. But yeah, from what I've kind of seen and some stuff, because I'll go back and just watch some old games. Like, for example, I went back, I guess it was about a month or so ago, went back and watched a Powell Valley Appalachia game just to kind of see what it was like. I mean, the stadium packed out, both teams under center running, either the T or power I, and it's just like the biggest thing that I noticed was just the difference in formations. And I still think
it's hard. It's so much harder. I mean, here's the thing. It's so much harder on defensive coordinators now because, used to, those first few years of Lehigh, I think the second year that when we played in the state finals in 90, I want to say we attempted something like 23 passes that season. And by and large, we were in a wishbone set with 1 tight end, 1 wide receiver, and they were just going to alternate whether we were strong right or strong left. A little bit of double tight, mostly 1 receiver, 1 tight end. But you're not having to prepare. Now if you don't prepare, you can't go out there and prepare. You take a team like Union. Even when I was coaching, I don't guess they did it this year against us, but and they've become a little more getting away from the tee a little bit more. They still do it, but Thomas Walker was an example. But even when Union had those athletes, when they had the James Mitchells and Jay Gavins and Noakes and those kids, they might be in tee on first down, but they might be 5 wide on second down.
Yeah.
And, when I was playing defense, you didn't have to go. That's more time and practice that you're having to. I mean, you better get lined up pre-snap or you're dead.
Yeah.
So, that was the thing when I was coaching that helped us is when they did do that, if they did go from spread to tee, there was a key to it. You knew they were going to bring a bigger back or two into that T formation, and we would have somebody up top so we could get our personnel groupings changed. But that's the big thing. Defensive coordinators to me have had the hardest time because that's the biggest change from when in the 80s and 90s until now, and not just here but most places is you have so many different things that you have to prepare and be ready for. And you could just say, well, they don't run that. They only shown that 3 times. You better be ready for it, because when you don't prepare for it and they hit a guy down the seam wide open, all those people in the crowd be like, well, don't they watch film? Don't they? So, but that's the big thing, obviously.
Absolutely. I got one more for you before we get into this Tennessee and Georgia game. And this is the one I told Brady to check his phone about, just because I know it's a touchy subject for me to even talk about. I know it is for Bray, and I'm sure it is for you as well. He coached me when I was younger, coming up through high school. Loved him. I helped out, my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade year, water boying for him. Just talk to me a little bit about Tim Johnson.
Man, Tim and I were like brothers. Just a passion. The one word I would use about Tim Johnson, the people that didn't know him, is passionate. It didn't matter if we were watching a 10:30 regular season Lakers game on the Pacific Coast. It was a big game. He was going to be passionate about it. He was going to be texting me about it. And you better believe if Tiger Woods was anywhere near contention on the weekend, he was going to be just absolutely fired up and ready to go, when he was going to be blowing my phone up. And he was the same way about Clemson football. He was the same way. Courtney and I were on an anniversary trip, and I was on the beach on the sand watching Rafael Nadal win his last French Open. And I couldn't hardly watch it for texting with Tim during that. We were both big Rafa Nadal fans, but just a passionate guy, a guy that you want on your side when you're going into battle. You just a guy that wouldn't matter if we were playing pickup basketball or whatever. I'd want him on my team because he wouldn't back down from a challenge. Again, I think, I could say a lot here, but one of the things I would say is, I don't think, I'm trying not to get too tore up on you here about this. I could real easily, but Tim, let me say this. I think that underappreciated during his time at Lee High School coaching. Came up from Thomas Walker, and I'm sure, probably caught some heat over that for leaving there and coming up to coach. And he loved playing at Thomas Walker, loved that school. And he absolutely did not like or want any part of those contests between Lehigh and Thomas Walker. Didn't like to talk about it, anything else. But at the same time, the competitor in him, he wanted to compete in the Mountain Seven. He wanted to play the Unions and the Gate Cities, and that's just who he was. I miss him, think about him all the time. He was so good to my family. I've heard Bray talk about it on one of your all's initial shows. I just, I gone way too soon. And I always, when I think of him, I think of this, is that when you have people close to you, whether it's family or friends, don't always take for granted that they'll be there a week from now. Spend quality time with people, let them know you love them. I think I talked to him 5 or 6 days before he passed, and was not on my radar that he wasn't going to be around for me to talk to a week later. And I'll still have a lot of our text on my phone, and I'll go back and read them, and just some funny stuff. We don't have time to get into it, but it all comes back to that initial thing I said to you. One of the most passionate people that I have ever met, and somebody that, especially in this profession, that you want on your side, because he is going to go into battle with you and fight and scratch and claw. And, even though he coached at Patrick Henry, he started coaching in Abingdon right out of college, and then at Patrick Henry, and then came back to Lee County, and then went to George Wythe, and then came back, and then to Smith County to Northwood. One of his things he would always say, and anybody that ever played for him could tell you, he always would say, give me 11 tough Lee County boys, and I'll go anywhere, anytime, and play anybody. And loved Lee County, loved our football here. Also very passionate about the Jonesville-Pennington rivalry. Neil coached at Jonesville for a number of years. But just, I miss him, man. I miss him. Gone way too soon.
Absolutely. I just came from a great family. I mean, great people.
I talked to Steve by text, I guess last weekend, and he and Rita plan on coming to a game. So looking forward to that and seeing them. Love them.
Absolutely. I was telling Bray on one of the last ones when we were talking about him. I didn't know it, but he was scared to death of storms.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard y'all talking about that.
Yeah, that is one memory I'll never forget. But yeah, just great guy, great family. Like you said, gone way too soon. But with kind of weird hopping into this one now, but let's go into this weekend. We've got College Game Day coming to Neyland Stadium as the number 16 Tennessee Volunteers face off against the number 5 Georgia Bulldogs. The Vols are 2-0, beat Syracuse in Atlanta 45-26, and then just had an emphatic victory last weekend against ETSU 72-17. Georgia also 2-0, beat Marshall 45-7 in their week 1 game, and then kind of struggled a little bit with Austin Peay last weekend, only winning that one 28-6.
Yeah, it's I think, and you'll appreciate this more as you get older too, and your fandom with Tennessee, and it's this way with anybody, I think. When I was your age, and especially Braves, we were going to win every game. I just knew we were going to win every game. And we got Peyton Manning. We're going to beat Florida this time. We're defending national champions. We got Jamal Lewis. We're going into the swamp, and we're going to win this time. And it's easy as a fan. That's why it's why we're fanatics to think and believe that way. I've got to be really honest with you and tell you that since the Dobbs to Jennings Hail Mary in 16, these past 8-9 Georgia games, whatever they've been, there's not any of them that I really felt like, well, we're going to win this game. No. In fact, most of them, and I think, and I've started looking at this more the last few years, just as out of curiosity, most of those games have been, Tennessee's been double-digit underdogs. And, those people know something. I'm not one of these big conspiracy guys on games or fixed or any of that, but man, they hit them close. And, I think it's really interesting that this game opened up at about a 7.5 line with Georgia being a favorite. Now it's down to 3.5. And it's not just because of that I think Tennessee has a boxer's chance. I think that with it being at Neyland, and I don't think Georgia offensively is quite as good at any point since Kirby's been the coach, with a quarterback coming into a hostile environment that hasn't made a road start. I don't think their receivers are as good as they've had in some of their SEC championship years. I just think it's the time, if we're going to get it done, it's the time to get it done.
Yeah.
And Bray and I went to Athens last year, and I thought Tennessee had a chance. And it really went about as what I expected. It was a game where we were competitive and we gave ourselves a chance, but I didn't think beforehand, and I really didn't think at any time during the game that, we're going to win this game.
Yeah.
But
when we were up 10-0?
It was early. But this is one where I think Tennessee, 3.5 point underdogs, that's not I really think they score 24 plus points, they win the football game. Lucas, you probably know this stat. I think I'm right in saying that since Heupel's been there, we've not scored 20 points against Georgia.
I
Is that right? I think.
I'm not positive.
Yeah.
So
I'll check it real quick.
I don't think we have in his 4 years. I don't think we've gotten to 20. And now, to be fair, there's a lot of people since Kirby's been there that hasn't gotten to 20 on Georgia.
especially the last 4 years. I mean, they've had
But
all 11 guys go play in the NFL.
So,
I'm thinking Saturday, Tennessee gets to 24 points, we win the game.
yeah, I kind of agree with you there. Bray and I were talking about it earlier, and we were like, I mean, it's basically saying the same thing you are, that if started off at a 7.5 point underdog and now you move it to 3.5, I'd kind of said at 7.5, take Tennessee to cover.
Yeah.
But now that it's 3.5, it's either take Tennessee money line,
Yeah,
or you just got to take Georgia, because if Tennessee loses, it's going to be about more than it's going to be more.
No, I think it's a money line pick, and there's a lot of coach speak that we could say about any football game. I could tell you right now, well, we got to be able to run the football. We've got to be able to stop the run. We got to win the turnover battle. Here's the bottom line: get to 24 plus points. I don't care how you get them. I don't care if we have a pick six. I don't care if Boo Carter runs a punt back. Find a way to get to 24 plus, and we win the football game. That's the key. You got to get to 24. I think, I've seen where not so much against ETSU, because you've totally outmatched them, but against Syracuse, I think there were some concerns about our defense. I think in a raucous Neyland Stadium on Saturday, in a game that of that magnitude, I think our defense will rise to the challenge, and I just think they'll give us every opportunity, if we can find those points, to win it. So get to 24, and we're going to end that losing streak, and it's going to be a crazy atmosphere.
Absolutely, and you were correct. 21, it was 41-17. 22, it was 27-13. 23, 38-10. 24, 31-17.
Yeah.
Haven't eclipsed that 20-point mark since Heupel has been there. And I think Bray kind of mentioned it earlier. This is potentially the biggest game of Heupel's career at Tennessee.
It's definitely top 3. There's no.
Yeah, I know. When you say that, I don't think it's top 3 in terms of. I don't think there's pressure.
No.
I don't think we're talking about, well, he's got to win this game.
No.
I do think. I think that it's a game that, both of those Alabama victories, huge, obviously. I just think it's potentially a defining moment early in his tenure at Tennessee to just kind of get that monkey off your back that, you're going to have a chance down the stretch to perhaps win the conference. And it helps, I think, with playing Georgia right now. We're usually playing them in October. They're going to get better. They've got a young quarterback. You could say, well, but Joey Aguilar's played a lot of football.
Yeah.
And he's an older guy that's composed. I don't think he's going to get rattled. He's going to obviously see a defense like he's never seen, but he's played enough football, and he's an intelligent enough kid. You can tell by watching him play and listening to him talk. He's going to be ready for the moment. But right now is when you want to get Georgia. You want to get them. You want to get them this week, and just kind of get that monkey off your back. And all these streaks come to an end. I've seen it with Florida and with Alabama, and it's time to end this one.
Absolutely. Expecting 5-star freshman David Sanders Jr. to make the start at right tackle. But we're also Jamad McCoy still being out. They kind of were hoping maybe he could get back for this game, announced the other day he won't be, as well as Ricky Gibson. So it'll be Redmond with Colton Hood.
Well, and I think the one thing that's happened there is there have been years where you lose your two starting corners, particularly McCoy, a guy that may have been and still could be, depending on what he looks like when he comes back and how he does in the combine. Maybe the first corner taken in the draft. There's been years where you just can't overcome that. However, what Tennessee has done to some degree, and with helping through the transfer portal by bringing in Hood, is they've really done a good job these last couple of years. And I know it was an area of focus of enhancing that secondary. There was years there and that we had guys at safety that you knew just couldn't run down the seam with people. They just couldn't do it. They couldn't. If you were in a cover two, they were not going to be able to get over the top. They didn't have the speed. They just didn't. And we've got some athletes there now. The Redmond kid's impressive. So, yeah, obviously, any Tennessee fan, the coaches, we'd love to have Ricky Gibson and McCoy out there, but it's just not as big of a blow as it has been in some of our past years for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think that
And it helps with the fact that Georgia's receiving core is not as good as it has been in some of their recent years.
Yeah, I think was listening to somebody today, and they were talking about how, Tennessee last year, they were supposed to be really good, couldn't do anything with Georgia. And then, there's been some years where no team has been able to do anything with Georgia because of how good their defense is. And, they were saying that this could be one of those years that Georgia's defense is not what it has been, and that a lot of teams need to take advantage of it.
No doubt about it, but I think it's hard to maintain the level of what Georgia has been. There are going to be some, especially with the transfer. I think the transfer portal's changed things so much where, they're still recruiting at an unbelievable high level. Don't be mistaken by that. But some of their opponents are going to be able to offset. You get a 21 or 22-year-old guy in there going against the 18-year-old. It's still different. It just is. So, but don't be fooled. Georgia could win it all this year. I don't think they will, but I think they're capable of it. They're still loaded with 5-stars all over, up and down that roster. But man, Kirby obviously went to Alabama and he built that program. The blueprint was Saban. He saw it firsthand. And I was there at a Georgia practices in spring of 2018, went to their coaching clinic. And man, I'm telling you, he just, it's easy to say they've won national titles since, but they just do things in a way that, in practice in a way, particularly with the talent they've got, that I think what they do on game days becomes easy for them because, man, they go after it. He is something else and surrounds himself with coaches that coach and instruct and bring the energy that he brings. So give a lot of credit to him. I mean, in the last 20 years, nobody's done it better than what Saban did at Bama, and now what he's been able to do at Georgia. It's impressive. And it's not going to be easy to go in there and get it done Saturday. There'll be nothing easy about it. It's going to take a huge effort, but that's what it's all about. And it's what makes those games more memorable. When you look at those last two Alabama games at Neyland, I'm not sure in 22 that you obviously, gosh, we hadn't beaten Alabama in forever. Any victory was going to be monumental and was going to be awesome, but it unfolding the way it took everything.
Yeah,
it took a tipped field goal, barely getting over to win that thing. And that, man, and you remember those. Gosh, you remember
absolutely.
those. And that's the type of effort it's going to take on Saturday.
Absolutely. I've said it on here before. I think one of the things that just has stuck with me that Heupel has, said to his younger guys, or said about his younger guys, is our young guys don't have time to be young.
Yeah.
And I obviously coaching at Lee, I try to kind of implement that as well. Like you've got to step up when it's your time. You never know what could happen. Somebody could get down and you've got to come in. So that's always been kind of one thing that's stuck with me that Heupel said. But it is funny that you mentioned the Georgia coaching clinic, because Coach Stapleton was talking to me about that.
Yeah, he was there. That's right.
Yeah, we were talking about going to clinics and stuff, and he said, yeah, one of the last ones I went to was actually the Georgia one. Tennessee wins this. If Tennessee wins this game, are they storming the field?
Yeah, I think so. Even though there's been 2 recent ones against Alabama, I think when you end a streak like that, and it's the game day game, it's essentially the game of the week.
Yeah,
that's going to happen. You're not going to be able to keep those students off the field. They'll start it, and then people will follow. So we'll meet you out there around.
That's what we said. Like if the first row of students go, everybody's going.
It's going to happen. I don't want to say, because I'm a person. I love the pageantry of college football. I want the students and the athletes to let those moments sink in. It seems like there has been some watering down maybe of some of that, in that it happens too frequently. But however, I don't think this one would be. I don't see. I think it's one of those games. Yeah, it would happen, just because we haven't beaten Georgia in so long, and since the streak's been going, there have been multiple time SEC champions, national champions. I think it's a given that'll happen.
I think it was that 2022 Alabama game. I don't remember who told me this, or I might have seen it somewhere, but Danny White had said, I don't care what the fine is. If we're getting wins like this, I'll pay it.
Absolutely. And, again, it just adds to it. You think about the recruits that'll be there Saturday. You want them to have a lasting impression. And a sold-out Neyland Stadium, whether you like Tennessee or not, that leaves an impression regardless. But if you're able to take out Georgia and you have all that to go with it, it's gonna leave its mark, and potentially, things have changed now with NIL and all the other factors that get tied into a recruit's decision. But it's going to make its mark on a couple of maybe that, are on the line between us and whoever. So
right,
it'll happen. It's happening. Yeah, the goalposts are coming down. We win Saturday.
Taking them to the river. I'll meet you all on the 50.
We'll see you there.
Hopefully I get to see you guys before. I was talking to Bray about it earlier, and
got to get Brennan at 11:30.
Yeah, Brennan doesn't get out of practice until 11:30, and he's going with me.
Yeah.
So
got to get him there.
Yeah, I'll be down there at 1:30. So hopefully I'll have to go find you guys somewhere. I'll have to call Bray or something.
Graduate.
We'll see you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with all that being said, let's right now our guest pickers are 1-2. Cutchin and Toby Baker went 0-2. They chose Tech over Vanderbilt. Bates had an easy pick last week as a Tennessee fan, obviously taking Tennessee. For your guest pick, you've got Tennessee, Georgia. Where are you going with this?
If you would have asked me this 2017 through last year, I would have picked Georgia. But it's not just the fan in me. Let me preface it by saying this: if Georgia wins, I'm not going to be astonished by it. But I just think it's the year Tennessee gets it done. We're at home. It's a game. The game day is going to be there. The environment's going to be unbelievable. The decibel level in that stadium may break the record. You got a quarterback who I'm not sure, is capable for them to come in and get it done in that environment. So now they've got the tool. They can, again, Georgia if they win, there's no shock from me. But Tennessee gets it done this year. 27-17.
Ooh, even gave the score prediction. Funny you mentioned the decibel record. The decibel record that we already hold, that we broke in 23 against Georgia when Jalen Wright took off for the 75-yarder first play of the game.
Yeah. That was about it. We didn't have much offense after that, Lucas.
No.
But we were outgunned that game. That one gave us a little bit of hope for a minute, but the result was inevitable.
Yeah. I also agree with you. I think this is the year that Tennessee does it. So now it's just Bray's decision. Does he go with the Vols to end the night, or does he take the Bulldogs?
I think I have to pick Tennessee, right?
Don't have to. There's been many years I wasn't going to pick Tennessee to beat Alabama or Georgia or Florida, any of them.
I've said for a while, this game's going to determine the season. I think we win 24-21. We'll make a field goal to win it. Then we're gone.
I love it.
Because I said at first, the only way we can storm if something wild happened.
No, we're storming the field.
Oh Lord, yeah, you've heard it here, folks. It's clean sweep, balls on this one here. We all think they're going to take down Georgia this week in just a wild fashion. Just want to thank you, Jerm, for coming on. Talking to us, answering some questions. It's been great having you.
I should have been like some of these politicians. You should have gave me the questions beforehand. I could have put a little more thought into it, but
yeah.
But with that being said, I love talking about football, man, old school stuff, and maybe we can come back and I can do this again sometime because as we've been sitting here, there's a lot more stuff coming to my mind, but your listeners may not want to stay. We may have to do this on not a podcast, but just talking. But what y'all doing is great, and again, rewinding back to when I was playing and stuff, it's sad to me that the hard copy newspapers they're not a thing of the past yet, but you don't see as much of it. We just had a lot more. Southwest Virginia in general had a lot more coverage in newspapers and even the TV stations. I know they show the game of the week. Well, I can't even think of what they call it, but I know they were at Bullitt Park last week, I think. But they do that. But it just seemed like there used to be a lot more coverage. And so you want to get these athletes on from other schools. It's a great thing, and letting them talk. And I'm sure their family members and friends all love it, enjoy it. So, and I've enjoyed it. I've not watched every minute of all of them yet, but I have saw some of the interviews, and it's great. And I just think it's a great thing to showcase as many athletes as you can for what you could, I know Texas can talk about how much they love football and stuff, but man, per capita, Southwest Virginia is just a great, great place for high school football, and Northeast Tennessee.
Absolutely.
And so anything you all can do to illuminate it, and give some kids some extra attention, and give them a forum to speak, man, what a great thing. So y'all keep it up.
Absolutely. We plan to, and we'll get you back on. Maybe do a little live stream, Facebook live stream one night when none of us do anything and just talk for hours.
We can do it. Yeah, I'll be. I thought I was coming on just to talk Tennessee and Georgia. So,
next time
you hit me with a couple of things there that about stirred some emotions, but I'll have my thoughts in better order, and maybe we won't have these Labrador retrievers running around us making noise either.
I texted Bray on that last one just to make sure, because I was like, I don't want to, I know it's a sore subject, man.
No, it's good. I'm glad you brought it up.
Just great people. Try to get their name out whenever I can.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're going to try to get as many people on here that we can. I think we've said it before. We want to try to do basketball, baseball, every sport that we possibly can. We would like to just reach out and get some people on here. just kind of, showcase them. It's more what this is about, is all the people around here that, they may not get a whole lot of the spotlight.
No, it's great. And I think the other thing that's good, and it's this type of media in general and social media, is the manner in which it connects kids from other schools. I don't have a big social media presence, but I have seen a couple of things where, just on Instagram, people tagging Carter in their stories and sending him well wishes. And I know that means a lot to him. I've not spoken to him about it, but I know it does. It has to. I've seen it, and I'm sure it touches him, and he's getting that from guys he competes against. And I know that means a lot to him. And so it's just a great thing. You guys keep it up, and let's do this again. And hopefully I don't hurt your ratings too much.
I don't know. We don't have too many. So, but we're thankful for what we got. With all that being said, Brady, you got anything else before I take us out here?
No, I think we're good.
All right.
Hey,
Go Vols.
balls this weekend.
Yes, sir. Go Vols.
I'll step out and let y'all sign off. Keep it up. Good work.
Thank you. What a guy.
He's something else.
Oh, Lord. So with all that being said, guys, in episode 5 of Under the Lights podcast, Lucas and Bray, obviously had Bray's dad, Jerm, come in, talk a little bit. Thankful that he came in. Loved having him on. Great mind, great guy. I've known him for a while. Just all good people over there. So we're thankful that he came on and just kind of talked to us and even answered some questions. But yeah, with all that being said, this has been episode 5 of Under the Lights. We hope you guys enjoy, and we will catch you guys next time.
Appreciate it, everybody.